people, one more time, one more again. Here and here. She didn't do it. Here and here and here. She's anticipating my every move. Awesome.
Not her.
Sweet. Once every 4 years, I see commercials that say every vote counts. My name is Sam Tagna, and I respectfully disagree with that statement. 4 times in the history of the United States. Are we okay here? You'd be like a teacher. Get something to share with the class?
Yes.
Don't. 4 times in the history of the United States, a president has been elected into office that did not win popular vote, which means that every vote does not count. Do you know why? Anybody know why?
Electoral college.
There it is. There it is. Bet. All right, Article 2, Section 1 of the Constitution of the United States of America outlines what the Electoral College is. I'm going to explain it to you real fast, give you the quick backstory. When the forefathers were drafting the Constitution, they had some disagreements as to how they were going to elect a president into office. So they came up with a system where you vote for people who vote for the president, right? You have 2 different kinds of election processes in democracy. You have direct and indirect. So a direct election is where you vote directly for something. For example, let's take a vote. Who wants me to stop talking? Raise your hand. All right. Who doesn't want me to stop talking? Raise your hand. In a direct election, that would mean I should stop talking. But due to the fact that I want to pass the class, we're going to do an indirect election, and you guys just voted for a representative, who is me. Okay? And I'm actually going to vote that I'm going to continue to talk. There's nothing you guys can do about it. Sweet. You guys understand that? Indirect election is what the Electoral College is. Basically, you go in, you vote for who you want to be president, but those votes are actually tallied into representatives who then actually vote for the president. Right? Sounds kind of ridiculous, right? But there are reasons they put it into service. The first one is they're worried about tyranny, and that's why we pushed ourselves away from England in the first place, right? They're worried about tyranny, so they're worried that a presidential candidate would come up and say, well, I gathered this army and now I'm going to go and kill people until they vote for me, right? So that's bad, obviously, that makes sense. You also have there wasn't a whole lot of travel back then or media presence, so people were ignorant as to who the candidates might be. Also, maybe making it out to the election booths in the first place, like you and I were talking about the other day. And then there was no real good way to tally popular vote back then. Right? Cool. Awesome. Now here's the issue with it. Outdated is the word for this speech here. Electoral college is just an outdated system. Tyranny, nobody's going to raise an army in the United States and go around and strong-arm people. However, presidential candidates do use money. Maybe, Republicans, Democrats, maybe that's a form of tyranny. Maybe the Electoral College doesn't really stop that from happening. Changing times, right? Also, we don't have like a horse and buggy system going on anymore. There is media presence. I would also submit that even stupid people that don't know a whole lot about the candidates are still citizens of the United States of America and probably deserve a vote. Maybe no, they don't. Go back to... Anyway. You're the only one that could have voted like 100 years ago. Anyway. Inappropriate. Furthermore, tallying popular vote. Every election period, you see on CNN, like, who's winning the election, right? There's obviously a way to tally popular vote. Otherwise, we wouldn't know. 1895 was the first time it happened that a president was elected not by popular vote. So if they can tally that, and we know that, it just seems a little bit redundant. Just a couple small facts. The way the Electoral College works, 538 members right now. 535 of those represent all of Congress, so each state gets the amount of Senate and House representatives that they have in Congress, and then Washington, D.C. gets 3, so 538. Does anybody have any questions?
What about Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico, outlying territories, any territories at all don't get a vote in the presidential election. They get to go vote. They don't really get a vote, if that makes any sense. So, I'm not saying that you shouldn't vote. I actually don't vote because I think it's kind of a waste of my time because every vote doesn't count. But what I am saying is that when you are voting, maybe the research that you do isn't quite as necessary as you think that it is. And I think that it's possible that we should try to motivate our political parties to move with the changing times, because we change the Constitution pretty consistently, and maybe it's something that should be changed.